Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here with our one duplicant challenge. In the previous episode we built the new headquarters, the new base that I'm gonna spend my time at, and today it's time to move, but before we do that we first wanna clean things up a little bit. I already started by placing a couple of deodorizers on every level, so if we have a look at that, they are now starting to clean the air, but I figured we might be able to get rid of the germs by using mechanized airlocks built out of uranium ore. And we don't have to leave them in here permanently, I just want to see what they can do. Can we maybe place 3 doors, one door here, another there, and then maybe if we do that, we can get rid of these nasty germs. That would be absolutely perfect. In the meantime, I'm doing the last cleanup work. I noticed that the thimbleweed seed actually needs a temperature of at least 22 degrees, so I decided to go a little bit higher with 25 degrees. Right now we are at 18 degrees, that's just the temperature my water came at. Kind of hard to tell. No, actually it is definitely killing off germs. We only have like 3,000 germs around the doors and then 32,000 a little bit further away. So yeah, I'm assuming we will be able to clean this out just placing a bunch of these mechanized airlocks. How wonderful is that? Though we might want to rotate some of these around so it's less annoying to go through the base. I'm already using this toilet, by the way, that is fine, but I cannot actually go to sleep. Eventually I would like to be able to get rid of my atmosuit. So yeah, actually cleaning this up is going to be the most important part. Already looking much better with the oxygen. How about the germs? Oh yes, look at that. Yeah, we don't even have to pump this out. So the only thing I might want to do is add a liquid lock here in order to get into this room, and then we are gonna pump out this room. I might want to set up some myrrh leaf seeds here. Let me actually see, what kinds of seeds do we have available? Yeah, let's do something symmetrical. I'm gonna start with a myrrh leaf seed, so that is gonna be the first thing I'm gonna bring into the room. And before we do anything else, we might just want to, pump it out. And in order to do that, we're just gonna borrow the wire from here. Well, you look at that, we almost completely got rid of the germs right here, and we have a very high pressure, so I'm gonna have to be eagerly breathing to get things moving. Yeah, I think we have to get a little bit creative, bring these guys up, like the downstairs one is done. Unfortunately, polluted oxygen doesn't really move down if you need it to. And we're gonna do the same thing right here. Okay, everything is in place to actually pump this out. Let's not forget to bring some water along. I can do that the next morning. Then right in these flower pots, I'm gonna plant some Joya seeds. And it looks as though we almost completely have gotten rid of the germs. They are now only multiplying because we still have some polluted oxygen in the joint. And here we are now pumping out this room. This gives me the opportunity to open up the room to the liquid reservoir. And we're gonna pump out the entirety of the gases, fill it up with something else. Honestly, I would love to go with hydrogen, but I'm not sure if the crop can take it. If we check out the Joya seed, it requires oxygen, polluted oxygen or carbon dioxide, so hydrogen is out of the question. It would work with the myrrh leaf seeds though. Maybe I can find another one that goes with hydrogen. No, myrrh leaf seeds are the only thing that go with hydrogen, at least from the ones that I can choose. However, we have some others that work with carbon dioxide, so that's probably going to be the gas of my choosing. We have plenty of carbon dioxide here, which might give it a nice atmosphere inside the nature reserve. In the comment section, somebody also asked about the viability of eggs, and as far as I know, you can only downgrade the viability by having it in a storage bin. So the longer it remains inside the storage bin, the lower this number gets. However, it doesn't mean anything until it is at 0%. It can be 2% viable and you will still get your critter, or you should at least. But if you just have it anywhere, it should hatch. Even in water, it doesn't really matter, just not in a storage bin. But you're very welcome to correct me if I got this one wrong, I'm eager to learn. I'm gonna add another deodorizer, maybe on top of here as well. Right, now one more thing we should expand on is our oxygen system, so eventually I would like it to distribute evenly amongst the rooms. We might bring this one down here as well, and then, yeah, let's do the lower portion, maybe, potentially, I don't even know, that's probably not necessary. Honestly, we might have to switch these tiles here at least to airflow tiles. This way the oxygen will be able to distribute much better. And we might just go ahead and do that one for every door. So wherever we have a door, we're also adding these airflow tiles, get a little more leeway. By now we're good with the germs, so I can get rid of all the uranium doors. Now I still think the average pressure is a little bit too high for comfort, so I'm just gonna correct this a little bit with a switch, so I actually have control over it. I also want to bring whatever berry sludge I currently have to this area. Looking good, we're fighting against the last remaining polluted oxygen. Let's now also pump out a little bit of that stuff. And it would generally just be great to go below the 2000 gram mark. Well, we are back and I think I'm done with everything. I removed some of the gases, so now we have approximately 2 kilograms per tile. I also added the CO2. I simply took it all the way from the bottom of the planetoid and brought it over here. The room is now completely full and the pips hatched. So soon enough the pips are gonna grow up and they're gonna start planting the seeds. So without any further ado, I think we can get this going. Let's have a look at what we need to do in order to make the switch. It is a new day, so that's good. The first thing I would like to do is fill up the conveyor loader here with berry sludge. That's good. So these conveyor receptacles can be filled up. Then I want to assign the mess table here as well as the bed. And if we have a look at the rooms, this is a bedroom. This is a mess hall. Yeah, we still need to make this a great hall. And this is a washroom. That's great. Soon enough, this is going to be a nature reserve. And oh yes, I had to add a little space heater here because it was just a tiny bit too cold for the thimble reed. As for the conveyor loader, we simply want to pick up the reed fiber, right? Actually, we might want to also pick up the seeds. We'll have to see. The reed fiber for now should be going into this receptacle, so we have the materials handy to repair the exosuit forge. As for the old base, it's time to take things apart, and I'm going to be starting here with all the infrastructure. We don't need the exosuit forge anymore. And then one thing especially that I want to do is disable this building and then also undock this exosuit, so we can actually fill up this atmosuit dock here as well. And that also means we're going to enable this building, so we are walking around the headquarters without an atmosuit. Oh, and as for the priorities, in the future we're gonna have these at priority 1, so the auto sweeper is gonna tend to take care of that. However, the exosuit forge is gonna be priority, let me see, priority 6 probably. You know, with just one duplicant, it's very likely that the auto sweeper is gonna take care of it because I'm most likely in the middle of a task already. So I'm gonna put this to priority 7 because there is gonna be some duplicant labor involved. But yeah, I think as of this point, it's time to completely disassemble the base. We don't need any of that stuff anymore. And we can slowly but surely get rid of everything. We don't even need the nature reserve anymore. We don't need any of these transit tube accessories. Even this pump here can go. It is an absolutely glorious day, I would say. Okay, now it's time to set up the new schedule. We're not gonna have our downtime here. We're gonna have our downtime right here. And we're gonna have as many downtime slots as we get bonuses. So that would be right. First sleep, then I'm gonna wake up somewhere during the downtime. I'm gonna be doing my eating and pooping. And then somewhere in the morning, I'm gonna start working again because there's gonna be no access to recreational buildings. Yes, I'm gonna move into that schedule. I think that's gonna be my new schedule here. Okay, nice. This is actually my first night here. And look at that. I'm already going back to work right here. So I'm getting almost 3 work hours during my downtime. However, of course, right now this is still not true because what I'm gonna be doing now is going to the printing pod. And this is exactly what we have to prevent from happening. So we are simply gonna close this off. Let's actually do this in a way that makes sense. Let's actually completely revamp this. I'm going to be starting with a layer of igneous rock here, just enough so that we can still add an auto sweeper. Okay, this is the last cycle. We're going to be spending some of our downtime at the printing pod. I should be able to finish this and then I'm just going to restrict the access. The default is going to be people can only exit but not enter. And now theoretically this should be inaccessible for the next print. Okay, with that out of the way, it's time to disassemble everything, especially all the transit tubes. I'm not gonna need those any longer. we're gonna take apart all of that. So we are gonna drain that down here. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, looks like the pip screw up. So soon enough, we should be seeing some planting. You know what? The only thing I'm gonna keep in place for now is the liquid. That is the only thing useful. And before I forget, we should set up the cycle sensor. So when is my downtime starting? In the third slot during the nighttime. Let's see if we can get this to happen. So we want to start approximately here, and then we'll see if that is enough. But that is probably more than enough. I'm gonna start at 95% and then give off light for 15%. And here we go, draining all the water. Nice. We could actually use some cooling here. Anyways, let's not start to slack. We're gonna open everything up here. Yeah, some of these are gonna be quite annoying to remove, but we can do it, just piece by piece. By the way, I'm also using a body bot here, which gives off some floral scent that actually contributes to our morale bonus, I believe. Yeah, there we go. We smelt some flowers that reduces our stress by 5% per cycle. That is incredibly useful because we're gonna encounter it every day. Now I'm doing my eating and now it's the moment of truth. Are we going back to work using transit tube? Yeah, there we go. I'm going back to work, even doing something at priority 4. In the basement, I'm gonna set up some of the machinery I just disassembled at the old base, just to remind me that we still have to set something up for those. Nice, there is my myrrh leaf seed. Let's deconstruct this and we're gonna add something else. Let's continue with the choya seed and we need to pick these seeds up as quickly as possible. Alrighty, while I've been performing some cleanup work around the old base and I finished the nature reserve, two things occurred to me. Namely, the auto sweepers are not able to pick up bottles or canisters, and holy cow, I totally forgot about this because I haven't attempted this in hundreds of hours of playing this game. There is a mod that would make this functionality available, but it is not updated for the Spaced Out DLC. So there's actually going to be no convenient way around this, at least until this mod gets updated, or, you know, another mod that allows the auto sweepers to pick up bottles and canisters, because I just cannot imagine why they can't do it. Another possibility I was thinking about is bringing this canister a little bit further down, so maybe my duplicant can actually reach it through a gap. And then the second thing that occurred to me, even though I made this nice and symmetrical, it is actually not really nice and symmetrical because I forgot the gold tile here, and that means everything will have to move. But I'm gonna put that in the things to fix episode that is gonna come along soon. As soon as there are a few contraptions that need fixing, I'm probably gonna combine them in one episode. For instance, right here, we'll have to go in order to fix a few things that I noticed with the natural gas guys here. We need another liquid pump in there, for instance. And then, of course, on Mudoni, we need to get back inside the volcanoes and then add some automation to distribute the brine into the 3 different volcanoes, for instance. You know, this might actually be possible if we move the Exosuit Forge 1 over. I'm actually going to attempt that. Let me go ahead and deconstruct this door and airflow tile. We don't necessarily need that division here. Like, it would make it even more symmetrical because we don't have it here either. So I'm going to move the Exosuit Forge over here. And that would allow me to add a ladder in this place so I can reach higher tiles, and we might have to make a connection here. In this case, we might also want to move the auto sweeper 1 over. I think that might be better. And I'm gonna try a sneaky trick here in order to disassemble 2 insulated tiles, and this should allow me to get a liquid lock. Because now I can complete this, and then if I open up this, I have my liquid lock, and I might be able to get in there and build the rest. In the meantime, we should probably fix our worn Atmos suit. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Wait a second. Can we do this? Can I just take this apart now and we're golden? Yeah, I think so. The canister emptier needs to move 1 block down, and then preferably I would like to have my mafic rock right back. Oh, Nathan, don't do that. You will absolutely regret it. Just move out of the way, build this, and now, can we build the canister? No, unreachable build. Ugh. Oh no, I actually picked up the Atmos suit here. Oh, jeez. Okay, now I have to change the priority. I'm pretty sure the auto sweeper can pick up an Atmos suit and put it back into the dock. Otherwise, I'm gonna scream internally, I tell you. So I'm guessing I made a huge mistake by actually rebuilding this. I could just have had this right there. So honestly, I'm not so sure. I cannot really build the canister emptier. That would probably also mean I cannot fill it up with canisters. I guess one thing we could do is just put a drop of oil right there and then have it open towards this side. But that still means I have to make my way inside, and I believe I'm gonna do it from this side because we can just remove a couple of tiles here. We can make an easy liquid lock. Maybe we're gonna even combine these two rooms. Yeah, eventually I think I'm just gonna make this an airflow tile here or remove it altogether. By the way, I had to increase the bedtime slots to 3 because sometimes I would not get enough sleep, and then falling asleep during the daytime of course doesn't save me time. But I'm still starting to work way in the morning, so about 3 hours we still gain. And at times like these it feels like an idle game, especially with that mod that shows you how much the stats are increasing. So right now I'm just looking at the number and it feels oddly satisfying. Okay, that was actually quite easy. Just a drop of oil right here, liquid lock, and then another drop here. It's way too much right now, but I kind of want to close this off first. There we go. And now we should be able to open this up, and then we can even enter the contraption in case we want to do some maintenance, which we will never do. But let's go ahead and close this off here. Come on, Nathan, finish the job. And should we leave that drop of crude oil here? I kind of like it. I think I'm actually gonna leave it right in there. Okay, now please let this work. That's what I like to see. Breathable gas, oxygen. And I'm guessing the only thing that can still go wrong is while the canister emptier is shooting out the oxygen, it could displace the crude oil here. I wonder if I made a little bit more space and moved the conveyor receptacle over again, I could have a mechanized airlock right here. And as soon as it closes, there's gonna be no issue with the crude oil. Mechanized airlock right here, and we might also want to power this one up so it opens and closes really quickly. Ooh, we are using the canister emptier for the first time. Yeah, I actually feel a little bit safer with the mechanized airlock. And it even doesn't look completely stupid. Wow, that was a freaking large oxygen bottle. Jeez. And we're still filling up the room. Yeah, this way we will barely have to produce our own oxygen. Yeah, honestly, this looks a little bit stupid. I'm gonna add some airflow tiles here, and that is gonna make the look feel a little bit more completed. But yeah, I would say I'm gonna spend a little more time in order to clean things up, and then we can consider the movement into the new base completed, and I'm pretty happy about the outcome. Great, I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great time, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.